Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the Trampionship Wrestling Weekend Show. Because we're talking about wrestling news and not real world news, this one's going to be quick because not a whole lot's going down. Only really two big stories this week. The first is that now that all the pay-per-views are over before Survivor Series, we finally are starting to get a little bit of Survivor Series promotion. Raw got invaded by SmackDown this week. It was crazy. Half of the SmackDown locker room just invaded Raw, beat everybody up, like 2 or 3 people at a time. Gable went right after Jason Jordan, like no hesitation. Heels and faces were working together, just this massive attack, and it was actually very well justified by Shane McMahon the next day on SmackDown when he said, if you know you're going to get into a fight, it's best to throw the first punch. It really kind of gives a justification for even faces to get involved, because with promotional warfare like this kind of thing always happens, so it makes sense to expect it to happen and to want to be the guy getting the first shot in. And it also kind of, especially with it not happening on SmackDown, which was very smart, it has that sort of Damocles hanging overhead where Raw will get revenge. It's just a matter of when and how, and it not coming the next night was perfect. The other big story is Nia Jax was not part of the Raw roster getting attacked. She apparently has walked out. Yet another walkout. The rumor is that she has done so because she was unhappy with being asked to lose clean to Sasha Banks at TLC. So apparently that's why Sasha Banks went to the pre-show with Alicia Fox. May have something to do with Alicia Fox becoming captain of the Raw women's team. We don't know. Of course, these are all rumors. They could just be complete bullcrap to begin with, but that is what people are saying. I don't know what to make of it. When you're on a show like Raw, you're not working for yourself. You're working for the show. And if what's best for the show is that you lose, whether it's best for you or not, you gotta lose. And it's hard to weigh personal priorities against being part of the team. And I honestly can't say that she's wrong for it, but I honestly can't say she's right for it. It's just one of those things where you gotta wonder what her options are. If she does quit, if this isn't a Steve Austin situation where she comes back in a couple of weeks and she's no Steve Austin, I hope that's not taken as an insult, but so few are. But if this is a situation where she comes back in a few weeks and acts like nothing ever happened, that's one thing. But if she does quit and goes to the Indies, is she going to get the Cody Rhodes treatment, or is she going to get the Jack Swagger treatment? I'm sure Jack Swagger's working, making a living, but he's definitely not making the same living that Cody Rhodes is. There's only so much room out there for somebody on the Indies that was a WWE mid-carder. I mean, she was never even champion of any brand, so she doesn't have that to put on a poster. She's just former WWE superstar and whatever name she goes by. It's curious, I hope she comes back. I enjoy watching her. If she does leave, I hope the best for her. I don't know what to expect. Anyway, that does it for the news. We really only have 2 shows coming up this week. We're going to skip ahead to Friday night, midnight Eastern, so Saturday morning. All other American time zones. It's going to be Friday night, though. Hoodslam is running on Twitch. Show called These Days. They don't tend to announce their lineups ahead of time, so don't know who's wrestling. Probably a bunch of alcoholics and drug addicts, or at least people playing those characters with somebody screaming into the microphone over the PA for the entire show. Hoodslam's not my bag, but I know a lot of people do like it. So if that is something, as I've described it before, Chikara for the High Times crowd. If that sounds like something you'd be interested in, watch it. You'll probably love it. If you're like me, not so much. I'm a 31 flavors guy. I love that Baskin Robbins has 31 flavors, because I'm not going to like probably 20 of them, but there's going to be 11 flavors I like, and somebody's going to like the other 20. So it doesn't matter that I don't like them. As long as they're there for somebody, that's good. And I love that Hoodslam is out there, and it's wrestling that I don't have to like because other people like it. It's not, wrestling isn't just one thing. It's not just WWE. It's not just Lucha Underground. It's not just New Japan. There's so many different styles to watch, and that is one of those that's out there if you're so inclined. But cycling back to this Sunday, 2 p.m. Eastern, Beyond Wrestling has a show called Apocalypse Dudes. They're running 2 shows this weekend, but only one of them is on Powerbomb TV. Now, there's all you can look up Powerbomb TV. There's all kinds of free trial codes. If you haven't already signed up, check them out. They haven't given me one to give you. But if you go to Powerbomb TV on Twitter, I'm sure you will find a code for a free trial. It's a great service. I like it. I'd love to be able to give you a code. Maybe somewhere down the line, Adam Lash sees this and says, oh, hey, yeah, here's something. But anyway, Beyond Wrestling, Apocalypse Dudes, their last show on Powerbomb was amazing. Very well produced. They've got a great style. Wrestlers really give it their all. This one's going to have Doom Patrol versus Viking War Party in a tag team match. John Silver, who is tearing up the indies, against Ace Romero, who is a CZW deathmatch kind of guy, so probably going to see some deathmatch stuff in this. Hooligans versus Team POG, acronym for Fat Ass White Girls. So that's Lufisto and Jordan Grace, Thick Mama Pump. Never going to forget to give that nickname. We're going to have Dick Justice versus Orange Cassidy. Orange Cassidy is really building a reputation. Powerbomb is helping with that as a top comedy wrestler on the indies. He's really trying to take that role from Colt Cabana. I don't know how well that's going to go over, but Orange Cassidy is great at it. Dick Justice is great at it. I'm not a huge comedy wrestling fan because a lot of people don't do it right, but I think that these guys, they're not trying to do it in the main event of anything. They're doing it in a support role. It usually ends up being funny, and it's not too much of it to where it detracts from the overall show. So I'm looking forward to that one. And we have the new Powerbomb .TV independent champion, Jonathan Gresham, defending against Keita. I don't know Keita. I'm sorry. I wish I had more information on that. But Jonathan Gresham is a great guy, really also building his name on the indies. He's been on the past couple ROH shows, so he's probably not going to be doing this level of show for very long. If he signs that deal with ROH, he's not going to be able to do as many. But he's not there yet. He's still doing these shows. Catch him while he's still rising, so you can say, hey, I know that guy, before everyone else does. This is his first title defense, so this is going to be big. And that's all I've got for you, because we're in an off week. Adam Blampied got fired from Cultaholic. I got nothing. Cheers.